This is Chuck Kowalski with Commodities Street Journal. Hi, this is Chuck Kowalski with Commodities Street Journal. Today is Friday afternoon, February 15th. I wanted to kind of do a recap of the week's activity and kind of prelude a little bit to what's going on for next week. Some of the main stories has centered around the currency wars. There's been a lot of talk of this recently about what's going on with Japan trying to devalue their currency, and there's some retaliation, a lot of bad feelings with Japan right now. So it's kind of erupting into currency wars, and we've seen the dollar gain in value quite a bit the last few days. Some of the stock market's starting to tip a little bit, but it's still been very strong, and some of the commodities are starting to move down because of the stronger dollar, and they're sensing that the dollar might get a little bit stronger, so that's going to put pressure on commodities. Probably the most notable is the silver and gold market. They were in a very tight consolidation pattern, and usually you get a breakout in whatever direction it breaks out. You usually get an extended move, and we saw it actually break out to the downside, and it followed through. It was a pretty reliable pattern, and it looks like it was a trade that worked out pretty well. So gold has dropped quite a bit in value. Same thing with silver. We're below $30 on silver right now. How much more downside is left, I don't know, but it's probably more of a technical trade than anything else, and with the pressure with the higher dollar, that's causing a downside breakout. So we'll keep an eye on that. The oil markets, crude oil has been very strong. We saw it move up into the 98 level, and we've backed off of that. We broke below 96 today. It was a pretty solid move to the downside, as well as most of the commodities were down on Friday. So there's tendency that crude oil wants to work higher, but we're starting to see a little bit of weakness where it's starting to gravitate more towards the $95 level, which has been very strong support. So if we break that level, there could be some value buying in there, but it could also lead to some more technical selling if we break below 95. Some of the grain markets have been getting hit very hard in the last few weeks. A lot of that is because of the weather issues in South America. We're not really seeing any major weather problems, and if we don't, then we're going to see larger crops come out of South America. That's going to add to the global supplies. Our exports are already weak for corn and wheat, where soybeans have still been very strong, but that's going to put more pressure on our exports. So that's some weakness coming forward. Really, the only thing that's going to save the prices from going much lower is if we have weather problems coming in the springtime when we're starting to plant, but that's what we're looking at in those areas. And some of the soft commodities have broken down. Coffee's broken down. Sugar had another leg lower. It's in the 17-cent range, which is pretty low from where we've seen it from the 19-cent range that it's been in for quite a while. So there's a lot of weakness across the board in the softs. They still haven't turned around. So that's what we're looking at going into the next week. We're seeing selling across the board on commodities, and it's probably going to be the dollar that's really going to turn things around if it does turn around or put a cap on the prices going down in commodities. So we'll keep an eye on that going forward. Look for the crude oil market in the $95 range for some support, and we'll see what kind of bounce we get off of the grain market. So until we talk next time, this is Chuck Kowalski with Commodities Street Journal.